What's good, guys and girls? I'm here at Whole Foods. Whole Foods is one of those things that so many girls recommend for meeting guys. Like honestly, like if you just ask like girls who have never even read a piece of dating advice online ever, they recommend supermarkets and coffee shops. So I'm here at Whole Foods. It is kind of true because I do know some very attractive women, they get numbers at Whole Foods. They're not out asking for them, they get approached. So it is kind of true. Like if you go on YouTube and you search it up, there are women who say, hey, yeah, I get approached at Whole Foods. It makes sense because a lot of these people are actual people. So they don't have like a chauffeur getting their groceries for them. They're actually doing this themselves at Whole Foods, at Costco, whatever. And with Whole Foods, the common denominator is you're willing to spend a little extra for high quality organic types of food. So you can get that sort of benefits, and you can kind of get a girl who's into healthy vegetation stuff. Now, having said that, here's the truth about it though. With these sort of things, you know, unless you live like in a really populated area, a hot girl, you know, it's very hard just bumping into that in a place like this. It's just like a general any person environment. So it's like what, 1 per 5 hours, 1 per 2 hours, and even then it's like you can still get rejected. They're not necessarily into you. So that's that for Whole Foods. It is useful, you know. You don't want to be a creeper and just like stand there all day waiting for girls. For me, like these sort of venues, it's like you're in, you're out. I have stuff to do. I can't just stay here all day. I get my food, get out. But I guess for me, you can be a little more casual, slow down a little bit, and look around a bit. And if you're already there to get food and you see someone, approach. Now the thing is with guys, you know, for a lot of us, it's tough to do. But you know, if you really want to work at it, if you really want a better quality girl, this is stuff you're gonna do. Like the girls are not gonna do the approaching. On the flip side though, this is one of those things where you know, guys are naturally doing this. So competition wise, there are guys who have never read anything about dating who are approaching. Now, having said that though, don't get too like scared. Who knows what the reason? There's a lot of dating advice coming out online that I do think is raising the bar. So guys are approaching more and more, which is why girls are getting hit up on at all these venues now more often. But that's not necessarily completely true. Like there's certain demographics, certain areas, certain people. I'll just be so surprised. Like they'll be quite attractive, and I'll be like the first person, or they'll rarely get ever approached. Well, that's not true. Like if they're decently attractive, they do get generally approached, unless they're like intimidatingly attractive. So I would say, you know, don't give up hope. Don't be like, oh my goodness, the bar's too high. Everyone's just clamoring these people, and then it's like, you know, it's rare you ever even see them. It's, you know, it's not always that bad. You'll be able to meet someone. I wouldn't recommend sticking around like a creeper for like 2 hours. You'll probably get kicked out or something. It would just look unnatural. You'll get in your head as well. But you know, we're all in this together, and you'll be surprised. There are some females who, for whatever reason, they're attractive, but they don't get approached as much. And they're, you know, those are the sweet, amazing girls that I would like to make their day. So, okay, this is a vlog series thing, so I want to talk about myself and my experiences. I'm not in a huge hurry to meet someone. It's like, you know, you want to become desperate about it. So for me, like these sort of things, Whole Foods, again, it's one of those venues where anyone can enter, and therefore you get the general population spread. You're probably not gonna, like, I can walk into here just based off experience, very low chance that there's going to be someone like you know, my age demographic with a certain standard of physical attractiveness. Just those two criteria alone, not always that likely. But again, if you're someone who shops a lot, goes to Costco, Whole Foods a lot, and you're going like every week or so, you might as well look around and stuff. So, you know, think about that. A lot of these women are just women, so they're shopping for themselves. They don't have a chauffeur doing their shopping for them. So, I mean, that's just my experiences with it. It's rare for me to ever really even meet someone. Perhaps it's just my area. Maybe if you live in a very populated area where there's just floods of people coming through, like San Francisco or something, it's completely different. So that's Whole Foods for you guys, and thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna go in now and do maybe a tiny bit of filming. See you guys later. Alright, I'm in Whole Foods, and honestly, I'm very surprised. The selection of quality foods here is quite astounding. You got a lot of options here. I looked around, you know, just browsed the area, and generally speaking, yeah, not really anyone at all, even in my age demographic here. So the thing here is, again, this is one of those things where maybe once every hour or once every day, who knows the actual percentage, it may vary, you actually, like an actual girl that you would actually walk through here. So it's not the ideal situation, but if you're just looking to, again, get food and just do your own thing, this is a pretty cool place. And again, you have this huge selection of things to do. Again, it's a huge store. I didn't know it was this big, honestly. I thought it was much smaller, and again, the selection is just off the chain. Okay, that sounds so lame, off the chain. Another thing to keep in mind is the time and day that you're here. So, like, there's that whole thing where it's like, you want to come in when it's populated to maybe bump into someone, or if you just want to go in and out real quickly, you want to come at a time when there's very few people here. So that's a factor as well. Honestly though, you know, people recommend this place, women recommend this place, but in actuality, what's going on here is that, like, it's not an ideal place. If you're at a point where you're just like desperate to meet someone and you really want to just meet quite a few females, like, this is not ideally the place, just in my personal preference. Like, here, I actually am here to show you guys, like, and the reason being because of the low density. Again, there's literally like no one even in my age range here. Not the ideal place, because you're going to be waiting for a while, and then you can get all up in your head, very creepy, so forth. It can still work, but like, unfortunately, I guess culturally, it's not the best place, because it's like, I mean, it can work, but if you go to somewhere else, whether it's like a conference or a bar, there's females. I guarantee you there's females there. Here, you can go here, nothing. And then you wasted gas, wasted stuff. So that's something to keep in mind that people don't really talk about. I don't know what it is with all these females recommending Whole Foods. It can work, you know, and ideally you get a common denominator that's better than someone at the bar. Someone who likes to drink, or someone who likes organic, high quality and type foods. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. And so again, you can still do it, like if you really wanted to spend like an hour or two chilling here. There's a place where you can sit with tables and you can eat, and they have their own food that's cooked that you can eat. So there's that. And also it's one of those things where it's like you can actually perhaps just spend more time. Just don't be in such a hurry, or just like take your time to walk around, browse the area, peruse the area before you leave. Don't just come in, come out, get the food, leave. So that's just what I'm saying. One last point, the area and city and location you at matters too. There's Whole Foods everywhere, and if you're in a big city versus a village, those are different Whole Foods, and therefore the density will be different.